Hey everybody, this is Kevin Davidson, your host for Kevin's Corner, Real Estate from a Marketing Perspective, and this is episode number 42. I'm getting up there in episodes, so if you haven't seen the podcast yet, go check it out. Kevin's Corner, Real Estate from a Marketing Perspective on YouTube. Now, I always start my podcast out by telling everybody, if you're seeing this and you are a real estate agent or a vendor that operates in the Fort Bend County area and you'd like to be on the podcast, give me a call, 832-654-0527, or email me at kevin.davidson@stewart.com, and I'll get you on the podcast in the future. And I couldn't do the podcast if it wasn't for Jennifer Smitus, the area vice president, Caitlin Cornick, Devaney Devon, the escrow officers in the Sugar Land office, and Wendy Santana and Adriana Alzate, who is our Spanish-speaking escrow officer in the Richmond office. So let's get started with episode number 42. This one's going to be a little bit special because I'm going to have 3 different guests on this episode, and we're going to start non-traditionally with the vendor. And this gentleman sitting next to me, I just met literally 30 minutes ago. He's here with Carrie Jo Woodling, and everybody knows who she is. She'll be up next. But this is Edgar Gutierrez from NRL Mortgage. Say hi to everybody.
Hey, how's it going, everybody?
So he is, like I said, a guest of Carrie Jo. Tell everybody your position with the company and what you do.
Sure. So I'm a mortgage loan officer for NRL Mortgage, and I do home loans. Been doing this for about 7 years now. I've been in banking, since 2002. So
really,
yeah. So it's been fun. I mean, I started off as a personal banker for Washington Mutual back in 2002.
Ooh, I got bad things to say about Washington Mutual.
Everybody does. I do too. I lost my 401k. What are you talking about? But no, it's funny. You know, you get into things and you don't realize where it's going to take you. And in 2002, I was dating a girl, and she actually put my application out to different banks because she didn't want me working in the mall anymore because I was in sales at the mall. And Washington Mutual called me, and they were like, "Hey, we're looking for a sales guy." I'm like,
really?
Okay, well, but I mean, I can sell, but what do you sell in the bank?
Right.
And they're like, "No, just accounts." I was like, "You sell accounts?" I thought people came to the bank to get accounts. Well, no, you add different products to those accounts.
They come for a checking account. You sell them a savings.
You upsell them.
Yeah.
So that's where I started and moved up through there pretty quickly. Just kind of stayed there till right before the time they were seized by the government back in 2008, and I went to another bank. By then I was managing banks. Got away from managing and went over to the commercial lending side, and then got tired of doing the commercial lending side, so then came over to the retail side, and I've been here ever since. And you know, there's a lot of times where you sit and you're praying and you're thinking about things. You're like, God, I know I was meant for more, and I just never got out of any job that I've ever held. I never got satisfaction out of.
Right.
This job, I get 100% satisfaction. And the reason is because I get to help people. And I was hooked, sold my first client when they showed up in my office, mom, dad, and 2 children, and they're crying in tears, and they're just happy and joyful that I was able to help them with their home. And they were a Spanish-speaking customer that nobody wanted to help at the time.
Right.
And so we were able to make that happen. So I was hooked. After that, I've been in it since, and I love it.
Yeah, I actually had the same feelings about my position here at Stewart Title. Even though I was doing the same thing in property management, if you know anything about property management, nobody wants to be in property management. So, but I have the same feeling about what I'm doing here at Stewart Title. So, no stress, lots of satisfaction, and great benefits, great rewards.
Yeah.
So,
the people make it.
Yeah,
people make it.
Yeah, of course. So tell everybody a little bit about NRL Mortgage and how you can help them when they come to you.
Okay, so first and foremost, NRL Mortgage, I would say, is the bank that we work for. But what I think makes me and people that are on my team is that this team, since I joined in 2021, so going on 3 years this year.
Where were you at before there?
Before I was at Guaranteed Rate. And then I came over and I met Stephen. I became part of the Stephen Curtis group, and I've just always stayed with Steve. You know, you were talking earlier about how you love your boss, and I can't give Steve enough accolades. I always tell him when I grow up, I want to be just like him because
cool
he's
guy.
just that kind of guy.
Yeah.
So what makes us really, really great is the team. Like, it doesn't matter what bank we go and work for, but if our team is completely together, when we have control of our own processors, operations, closers, underwriters, it just makes things a lot easier because when you need something or there's an emergency and you can reach out to those people to make things happen, to make things at closing happen.
Right.
That's the most important piece. You can't do that with a lot of banks because you got to wait for their turn times and their turnaround times, or they don't even know who the closer is. And there's just so many things that can cause a problem. So where I feel like we offer those types of things is with our service. First and foremost, our communication, but then after that is our service. I believe in communication and transparency. What can we do for our clients? Anything. Just call and ask us. I mean, there's so many different products now. Yes, you can do FHA, conventional USDA, VA. There's down payment assistance programs everywhere. You can also do bank statement loans. You can also do debt service coverage ratio loans, which are DSCRs for our investors. But I think I found one just by accident. There's one that's a 1099 loan. If you're a self-employed person, but maybe you don't deposit a whole lot into the bank, but you get a 1099 and that 1099 looks good, there's a 1099 program. So there's just so many different things. But the other part to that is being able to problem solve. Everyone always asks me, even my son, he's like, "Dad, what do you do all day?" I was like, I solve puzzles. But I can't be a good solver of puzzles if I don't have all the pieces. And that's what I try to communicate with my clients is that I can put you into a home, or at least pre-qualify you for a home that you'll be able to buy, but I need all the pieces to the puzzle. Now, I don't guarantee that it'll be the exact number that you're looking for every single time.
Of course not.
But I can at least tell you what you can qualify for.
And so that's what makes you guys different.
I think so. I think it's the communication between all of us. I think it's the service level that we hold ourselves to. We take a lot of great pride in wins as a team. I mean, I'm my own loan officer. I have my own loan officer ID number. I mean, I'm my own person, but I'm not on an island.
So what are you, do you have a specific territory in Houston that you work, or are you helping anybody all over the city?
If I have agents all around Houston. I've even have a few in Corpus and a few in San Antonio and a couple in Dallas and Fort Worth. It's just always based off of someone finding you, and then you communicate with them. And
Relationship business.
Yes. I always think about it as dating. You know, I don't try to marry everybody, but date me. You might like me. So
not that kind of podcast. Tell everybody, how you see the real estate market going in 2024.
So we started off hot. Everybody knows that. January was like, we were off to the races, and nothing was going to stop us, and we were going to just have these incredible numbers. And then we got a couple of reports that came out, and now rates have kind of gone back up and come down a little bit. Still not as far down as we were in early January. The Fed is supposed to cut rate. We just don't know when. And
where do you see rates ending up by the end of the year?
From everything,
we got this big election coming up and all this stuff.
So last year we were told in November, December that we were going to have at least 3 Fed cuts for sure. We haven't had one yet. Right. We're still waiting for that. So depending when that one hits, if we get it at all, that's going to be the key idea of what's going to happen to the rates. Do I think we'll be able to get into the 5s by December? Maybe, if things go the right way. But it's economists have been getting it wrong since last year. So it's hard.
Economists have been getting it wrong for a long
Well, but I'm
time.
saying within real estate and for mortgage purposes, last May was the big D-Day where rates were going to fall to the 5s, and it didn't happen. And then it just stayed steady, in the 7s for the rest of the year. So I think that anyone that's out there that can sit there and tell you with certainty whenever anything's going to happen has to have a crystal ball, and they shouldn't be doing this for a living. They should be in Vegas.
Of course.
So
there's so many other things that would
yes. There's a bigger payoff somewhere else. But do I think that there's opportunity to where rates are going to come down by the end of the year? Yes. How much so? Don't know. But I will still go forward with.
Regardless of that, what message would you tell somebody that says, I want to buy a house, but.
And I was just about to lead into that.
Okay.
So what people need to realize is that the one thing that continues to happen in Houston and surrounding areas is our home values are steadily going up 5 to 12% year after year. And you can do simple math, and you can call me and we go over it together. We can look at today's rate and see what your monthly payment's going to be. And we can look, and you tell me when you think rates are going to be to where you want them and what rate that's going to be. And I promise you that the monthly payment is going to be so close to the same that you're going to kick yourself for not doing it right now. Because what you're going to lose is the equity.
Exactly. If rates go down, prices go up.
Yeah. Well, prices are going up regardless of what the rate's doing.
Saying. That's what I mean. So, but if you're waiting for both of those, it's not going to happen.
People waiting for 3% rates is ridiculous. It was an error. It was an error by the government. That's it. Those that got it, hey, you were lucky.
I'm a lucky one.
Exactly. I am too. But what I'm saying, for those that are coming into the market, and I'll take this from Steve also, he says 4.5 to 5% across the board is where we work the best. And what he means by that is 4 to 5% on interest rate, 4 to 5% jobs, and there's one more report that he goes off of. But when we're in that range, which we were in 2019, where everything was the same. I remember it was 4.75. We had jobless claims at 4.75. Unemployment was like at 4.25. We were rocking and rolling before COVID hit. And that was a sustainable economy. And everybody made money, but there were still enough checks and balances in there to kind of keep us from going to inflation or a recession. It was just perfect. So I think that's the number we have to find. But we have to wait for the Fed to cut that rate. And we don't know when that's going to happen. But if you're looking for a house, don't wait. Don't sit on the couch and wait and continue to listen to the media of what they're telling you. Well, rates are eventually going to drop, and that's when you should buy. Because you're going to be in line with everybody else that's trying to wait for the perfect time.
Exactly. The inventory, how do you see the inventory out there?
Inventory had gotten kind of soft. New builds are still going up.
That was going to be my next question. New build or resale?
6
in one, half a dozen in the other.
So when you look at it, so we all know that the lumber the material that's being used to create new homes is not the same material that we had 10 years ago. So if you're looking at that, you're paying more for less quality material. Now, but if it fits your budget and fits your needs, then yes, you can go new. But maybe that's what you want. You want new. It's the same thing with down payment assistance. When someone says, should I use down payment assistance or should I use my own money for down payment? Well, it depends. What's your situation? Same thing with new building and existing. If you find an existing home and you have the cash to remodel it and you like the bones and you can envision what you can make it, well, then you're going to go with the existing. Where if you're not that type of visionary, you may go to a new build because it has everything already modernized for you, and that's what you're going for. So it's too hard to say one way is the right way.
Yeah, in my case, I'm going to be going new build, so because that's what she wants. Doesn't matter what I want. So tell everybody how they can get a hold of you. Are you on social media?
I am on social media. So Apply with Edgar is pretty much for Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. If you put in Apply with Edgar, you'll find those three. Even X, I'm on there too. Okay. YouTube, I think, is also Apply with Edgar. I don't have a lot of post stuff on YouTube or I know, but if you go to Instagram, I do post from time to time. Facebook is probably where I live. So I would say that would be the place. You can find me, my Google reviews. You can find me there as well.
You just got to Google my business page, folks.
Yes.
It's a necessity.
Yes, you have to have it.
You have to have it.
Yeah. So people can come and find you and see what you've done. And Google My Business is really good because you can't go in there and change someone's opinion of you.
No, you cannot. I've tried.
So if someone doesn't like how you did business and they put it on there, you're kind of stuck.
Yeah, I've tried.
So I would say there, my phone number is 832-790-4441. It's been that number for a very, very long time, and I don't plan on changing it. You can call me, text me, whether it be, I usually answer all the way until 9, 10 o'clock just because I have California people that call me because they're trying to move to Texas. So,
how early do you answer?
I'm usually up about 7:30, 8 o'clock. So.
Not if you're Carrie Joe.
Well, Carrie Joe likes getting up early sometimes.
Yes, she does.
So, no, I don't get up as early
Hey
as
guys,
her.
we're confirming the podcast today
Yeah.
at 6:30 in the morning.
Well, and then the crazy part is she was on late because she was changing a meeting, and I saw that I was like, hey, I'm gonna have to cancel this one. It was like 10 o'clock. I was like, so when does she sleep? I have no idea when she sleeps.
She sleeps, but yeah. She's like me. She doesn't sleep a lot. So
I don't either.
She wants us to stop talking about her now.
Oh, well, that's hard to
So
do.
tell everybody in podcast land that might be watching this one thing that you want them to know about you regarding your business.
Communication is paramount for me. If I'm not communicating with all parties, and I'm not just talking about the buyer or the buyer's agent, I like reaching out to title, and I like reaching out to the listing agent as well. Now, not all listing agents like to hear from me, but I like keeping everybody in the loop because my goal is so that everyone has the best experience possible. I don't believe buying a home should be terrifying or hard, so I try to make it as easy as possible. I will repeat myself and continue to explain until someone gets it because I believe that is important. My first home was not done that way, and that has stuck with me my entire life, and I refuse to allow someone to get to the closing table and have a million questions. So
Awesome.
I am bilingual as well. I speak Spanish fluently. So, I mean, those are the special things about me.
Prove it. Say something in Spanish.
¿Qué te gustaría que yo
Okay.
dijera? ¿Quieres que te hable así o cómo?
There you go. Give me your phone number one more time.
832-790-4441. My email address is edgar.gutierrez@nrlmortgage.com. Yeah, any question? I'm open for questions of any type. Anything that if you just want to bounce something off of me, I'm there for you.
Awesome. Edgar Gutierrez,
Yes, sir.
NRL Mortgage. Thank you very much for being on the podcast.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
for having me.
Nice to meet you. Yes,
Nice
sir.
to meet you.
So we're going to come up with segment number 2 in just a couple seconds with the Carrie Joe Woodley.
We're ready for
We'll
it.
be right back.